Okay, so first of all, if you can hear a weird noise in the background, it's my fan. For some reason, it is unbearably hot in my room, so it really needs to be on. Second of all, the subject of today's video. The other day, I went to go to another secret screening. I really love going to these recently. £4 to watch a new movie a few days before it releases? That's a damn good deal.
How about you bitch? You make that deal?
I'd make that deal.
I don't blame you. Damn good deal.
I had no idea what this movie could be. Even with the clue and the age rating, still didn't have a Scooby-Doo what it could be. The only thing I had in mind was maybe Supergirl, but I thought, bit too early to share that maybe. And alas, it was not Supergirl. In fact, it wasn't any big blockbuster whatsoever. It was a film that I had never even heard of. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to a little film titled 500 Miles. This is a new film directed by a man called Morgan Matthews, and it stars Roman Griffin Davis, Bill Nighy, and Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones. And it centres around a broken family that is forced to come together when 16-year-old Finn and his live-wire young brother Charlie run away from trouble at home in England to reach their estranged grandfather on Ireland's stunning and wild west coast. Now, as I said, I had zero expectations for 500 Miles because I never even heard of it until the film actually started. So what was it like? Was it a big surprise? Yeah, it was okay. 500 Miles was a very solid drama movie about grief and learning to let go of the past and trying to move forward. And it presents those themes in the middle of a cat and mouse chase movie in a sense, where two little brothers run away and their parents try to track them down, and the two brothers are helped by this girl played by Maisie Williams. They try to get to Ireland to get to their grandfather for a very specific reason. And I'm not going to tell you the reason because it is a massive, massive, massive twist in the movie. And if anything, that twist made this movie far better than it had any right to be. In fact, I think this movie's twist raises this movie's score by another 2 points because it was that good. And I did not see it coming whatsoever. In fact, I don't think anyone in my audience saw it coming. And it actually changed the meaning of this movie. Halfway through this movie, you're thinking, okay, so it's about this. And it's a really nice message to send. And then something happens and you realise, oh, okay, so it's this then. And it just made the story a little bit more emotional. I also really enjoyed the majority of character work in this movie, especially from the two brothers. You understand why they run away from home. And I do like that it was presented in a realistic manner. I know we've all had those moments when we were kids. Well, at least I have as well, thanks to things in my life. But there have been times where I thought, okay, like, do I want to be here, do I not? And I have sadly thought about these things in the past when I was younger, not now, don't worry. But it was a very relatable thing to me because, you know, I've had thoughts about it. And I know it's sad. It's really, really sad. But unfortunately, it's something that a lot of people think about, especially young people. And I really like that it showcases how every single person deals with it in their own unique way. All of it is quite depressing. This is quite a depressing film, especially towards the final act, which got really depressing for a while. But there is an element of humanity and sincereness to it. Even though everyone is down and upset, people are still trying to make the best of it. For example, the little brother in this movie, he's cracking up childish jokes all the time. He's just trying to make everyone so happy around him. And I really liked him. He was really, really cute. However, not all of the character development worked in this movie, especially towards the third act, where I thought the majority of characters didn't even need to be there, especially Maisie Williams' character, who wasn't really that interesting in the first place, but she at least had something. And then in the final act, she might as well not even been in it. She might have just gone home because she did not do anything in that final act and they gave her no sense of a conclusion. And if anything, it really made the third act of this movie feel so flat because it felt like it tried way too hard to make you cry. And don't get me wrong, what happened at the end of this movie was very, very sad and very, very satisfying. But you're just trying way too hard to make this very, very dramatic, and it's just not hitting right. And alas, me and the other audience members did not cry at all during this movie, and it's really, really sad because this movie does hit into some really, really rough subject matters, stuff that I'm not going to get into because it does involve the twist, but I think especially for people like parents, it'll be very, very hard to watch for them. So this movie does have its heart in the right place, and I do appreciate the message that it's trying to send, but I just don't think it fully committed to it too well. And if anything, by the third act, it just got lost in all of its characters. I do think technically, though, this movie was very, very strong. It was shot really, really well. The way that they shot Ireland, especially near the coast and everything, was really, really beautiful. There's this one shot at the end of a sunset. It was just really, really gorgeous to look at. The music was very, very catchy, proper Irish music, very, very good to listen to. The editing was very strange. I do think the start of this movie was edited way too quickly. It's like it just wanted to get going, get going, get going. And I understand that you really want to kick the plot into motion, but maybe slow down a bit, because the rest of this movie just went at a nice, steady pace, but then it starts like that. And finally, I do think the acting in this movie was very strong. Roman Griffin Davis, who you might remember as Jojo in Jojo Rabbit. He was very, very good in that film. Brilliant film if you've not seen it, by the way. He's really good in this movie. Plays a very, very simple character, has a really nice relationship with his brother, and you get why he runs away from home. Bill Nighy, a fantastic actor. He was really, really good in this movie as well. Played a very down-to-earth granddad who loves his family, really just wants to make the kids happy. And Maisie Williams as well, even though her character wasn't the best, and I do think she wasn't done justice by the end, she was still really good in this film. And she actually has a decent singing voice as well. So overall, 500 Miles was a very solid drama about grief and learning to move forward. Is it perfect? No, I do think the third act got a little bit messy and it kind of washed away all of the character development for some of the characters, but it does have its heart in the right place and it does send a really powerful message. Maybe go out to see this when it fully comes out. I think parents especially and the older generation will really like this film. So overall, I'm going to give 500 Miles a 6.5 out of 10. And there we go, people. That is the end of this review. If you see 500 Miles when it fully comes out, do let me know your thoughts on it. Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, guys. Have a good day, and see you later.